Hello. I haven't even started fishing yet, but we switched spots, and I've got, look at that dude eat that thing. So hang on real quick. Let me set this rod down. Oh boy, can you guys stay right there? I got you guys on the chesty, draped over the mount. Look at that thing how he ate. I just got here. That was the very first cast. It's a long road to get to this spot. Look at that little fat. Do I need a pic of that? Now we're gonna catch bigger. They're a little beat up. I think they're getting into their spawning deals. I think they're still feeding up. It's 59 degrees. I mean, I could be wrong. I'll get out here today. We were here a couple weeks ago. Can you guys see me all right? All right, let's go. We are here. We're on it. All right, is that better? Sorry about that. I just got here and I tried that little chatterbait, and I'm gonna try this one also. Welcome to Bass and Bonsai. We are gonna try to get out here and on it. I went to the Odessa Reservoir. That's got crazy grass growing up, and someone had commented, Chad, I believe, was saying that because I went about a month ago and did like so there, but there was hardly no grass. Now, crazy grass, so I didn't stay there. I went to another spot that it takes a little bit to get into, and we've had so much rain. We've had like 3 days of rain, just the soaking rain. So this place here is not that far off the road, and in all honesty, it's not like down in to where I might get stuck. I shouldn't get stuck. I shouldn't have to leave ruts or anything. So that's kind of why we're here, and I was here just 2 weeks ago and actually did real good. But what you just saw was I just cast down this bank with that little micro. That's the Z-Man micro chatterbait. Now this is a regular 1/2 ounce. And I watched that bass come out of this, you know, off the bank. There's a little bit of grass and mossy junk out here, and hit this bait. But anyway, we're going to jump out here. It is 8:30 a.m. I think we've missed any topwater bites, so we're probably going to be trying to hit them with chatterbaits, little cranks, and then of course, you know, worms and craws and creatures. Oh my, that kind of deal. So buckle up, hang on. We're going to get through the whole arsenal of my favorite combos also, and talk about that kind of stuff. We do have the new Karza 2. I don't have anything on it right at the moment, but we've got the lingo on it, so stay tuned to see what I think of it and what all kind of baits I end up throwing on it and what I like the best and that kind of thing. So this bass fishing adventure starts now. Okay, I got you guys on the chesty, and just because I think it's hard to go wrong when you got a little bit of a slick water with one of these little walking baits and it's earlier morning. So the first bait we're going to throw in our Karza 2, one of these little pencil, AliExpress pencil walking baits, and I have had luck already this season with this bait. Nothing yet. I'm gonna rig up. I know we're all in a hurry to check out that Karza, but I'm gonna start also utilizing this thing more. That at one time was definitely my favorite, and I'll be honest, probably still is. I'm just, you know, trying all these other new rods out kind of for you guys, and just the guys that are determined that they don't want the Tettons, because Tettons kind of have a love-hate relationship going on with the, I guess, BFS world. Some guys just do not like the looks of the, you know, handles, but it's not really why I switched mine out because of that. It's a couple reasons. The actual handle length was way too short for what I prefer. I actually like what they're made out of. They feels pretty good and works good. But we got this little Proberos bait. This is a complete AliExpress setup other than the leader. But that Proberos little square bill, Dark Wolf Ultra, 661 Teton, 662 do the same thing. Different handle, knob, line, all that is from AliExpress. Like I said, the only thing not from AliExpress is the P-Line Original leader. Did you guys see that? There's one. There's something jumped right there. But I got a fish right here. Drag is way too loose. Is that a crappie? Got you guys right out in the middle of the sun. Let me get you over here. No? All right. We are on them. Drag is way too loose. I can't even lift that fish up. That is too loose a drag. I know, I talk about it all the time, but and I get them in when it, you hear me talk, oh, the drag's too loose. You usually see that fish, see me get it in, release it when I'm just missing them or something happens. You'll never hear me talk about the drag being loose, but I'm not sure why that is. Let me get my pliers. Always have, if you're fishing with baits like this, always have some sort of pliers to get that out, or like what do you call them, hemostats, the little bitty ones. We don't have any jumpers yet necessarily, but we are on a tear early on. I'm gonna leave these out just in case we're gonna catch more. All right, about the time I got that hit, I was startled by something splashed hard right in that area. Oh, that right there. He just killed. I'm gonna try to drag it. That bait, he just like, boom, all of a sudden it was like the bait was gone. Gave me, slacked it up so hard, so quick. Were you creating all that fuss earlier? Yeah, these fish are battling it. Hopefully we can get on a big female. Looks like the little males are going crazy right at the moment. Fish is beat up. Oh, hold still. I guess, I don't know what me and Charles were seeing, but at the other place, I guess the jaws are separated right there, but they were real loose and wobbly. If you guys heard me talk about having broke jaws in one of the other videos. Whee! At some point I'm gonna get a pick or two, but okay, we're gonna try out our new little Karza 2 and our new little Charlie Brown bait. I'm gonna try this color, but I also have, and I may jump to it pretty quick, I bought a couple in that color. So I may try one of those. We're just going to see if this bait works and if it hunts with the dual both hooks. Charles had that front hook missing, and just for size reference, while I got you guys here, and I'll leave this clip in for sure, the size comparison. This bait is actually even smaller. It's got a bigger bill, but it's smaller than the Doctor. So even with that long bill, it's a touch smaller. The body is definitely smaller, and it should go deeper. But so yeah, let's go. All right, we're gonna try it, but this is honestly not wouldn't be my first choice for rod or reel to throw this thing on. I was showing you guys that it will throw it, but I'm gonna probably rig this little dude up on our ultralight. And we got a fish, but that is a little bitty dude. I knew that was. So yeah. Little bait, jumped right to a little bluegill. So I'm going to rig this little guy up. You can tell the little Karza is capable of throwing, I want to say this is like a 2.5 or 3 gram bait. It's a very light bait, 2.1, something like that. Threw it no problem with the lingual and the Karza 2, but I'm actually going to switch that out. We're going to find something else to throw on this Karza. This is going on the Rainy Stream and Airstream Custom, and we'll try to catch some more with it. And we're going to give this guy a shot. And I actually never got a chance to get it back to the boat. I threw it out and we caught that little bitty fish on it. So I was, well, if I can get it hooked, oh my goodness. I'm going to try to cast it out and reel it back. We can see, first of all, if it runs true, then if it does it hunt? That one seemed to hang to the left the whole way. They keep getting hit. I can't stop catching fish on them to even check them. Like, so I'm you know, I take that as the, oh, there's fish right under the boat too. Oh, that's a nice little chunk. Oh, there's a bunch of fish right under this boat. I'm gonna back the boat up some. Get over here. He's not fighting anymore, but I'm backing the boat up. I don't want to boat flip him with that little Rainy Stream. 6-pound test, but it'll handle lifting them up. I just don't want to break that $200 rod. I'm not sure how much it can handle. I don't want to find out in the first season of owning it on these little dudes. Look at that. I will get a pic of that. All right, look at that shot. You guys see that? Rainy Stream 582 ultralight Kyrim rod from AliExpress. Airstream Custom Daiwa. You guys all know that reel. That little bitty, I call it the Charlie Brown crank, we just picked up. You add all those things together, priceless, right? Let's see if that little dude's gonna jump. Oh, that water feels cold. Nope, swim off. Kind of clear. I like, that's my water clarity. Whatever this is, that like 3 to 5, a little slight stain, murky. That is my wheelhouse. I think it's murky enough, and I'm gonna have to do it right here while I have you guys here. Yeah, you guys see this bait? Oh, right here, try it. Let me see. Now watch. I reel. It jumps both ways. It does. It's like a little, you know, it's not a deep dive or nothing, but it's to throw it out and just kind of, you know, reel it slow and then change it, and it does. It jumps around. So I like these little baits. Charles, where were we? All right, let's get to the spot and I'll come back. We're almost back, but right out straight in here somewhere, there's a bunch of fish down low. Now we're in about 8 foot of water. This, I guess, on its best might get to 3 foot. I got 6-pound line. But these hooks will get hooked together. Just, it's kind of like the doctor, right? When you cast this bait out, the best way to cast this bait is to give it maybe a little harder than you would, and then stop it yourself, so it that back hook kind of, you know, jumps out as it hits water. Rod tip down. Now what I recommend is just kind of reel and then maybe pause. I'm trying to get them activated. They're right under there, but we'll come back more to this. And remember, I need to hook this in. But this is definitely a bait that will work better doing a stop and go kind of retrieve. But before we get too carried away, let's see if we can catch a fish on this with these ones that are, because a lot of times the ones that are out here are bigger than the ones that are up here right on the bank. As you come out, if you find a stack of fish, sometimes your bigger fish tend to be out a lot of times. So that's, I know it's early on. I've only been here about a half hour catching some little fish, but I'm trying to, always trying for those big fish too. Biggest fish possible on the smallest gear possible, right? That's sort of the Bass and Bonsai way, I guess. Don't get me wrong, I'll grab a big medium heavy and throw some half-ounce chatterbaits and go crazy. Kind of did that last week. Right up here somewhere. Now, if you guys are noticing the lingle, or sorry, the joker, formerly known as the lingle, I've added this little thing like I did on a PW100, and man, I didn't do it for looks. I don't know, you guys can let me know if you think, does that look kind of cool, horrible? But the reason I did it was for that, the feel. My thumb doesn't get way down as far when I'm casting, and I just, that feel is why I did that. So let's try right out here. When you're in any kind of wind, throw it out, get that tip down. When you're letting the bait sink, you know, bouncing something off the bottom, get rod tip down, let the line get to the water. It won't stay out into the wind. And then you just kind of have to hope for the best as it's sinking, that if something hits it right off, they actually, in all honesty, I'd rather have them not swallow it and miss that fish than to have like a big giant swallow it, and then I've got to cut the line, you know, even though I can see it and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that kind of deal. Now I do have an issue, and I'm actually embarrassed about it. You can hear this rod rattling. I did not glue the weight I put in here. I used some basically bullet head, like Texas style, you know, the bullet weights. And I got like 2 of them are loose. So I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to put a hole in the end, shoot some glue in there or something. I gotta figure out how to get that rattle to go away. All right, one last bait, and then we're gonna keep going. So this bait, I'm just going to throw it out, let it sink to the bottom, and then I'm just going to crawl it back across the bottom, because some of them fish were on bottom. Kind of like backing up a backup bait, a first bait, or whatever. Because typically, if you're wondering why am I wasting so much, typically I get on a bite in this place, especially where I get closer to the bank, bite kind of going, and then watching the depth finder, and I can tend to catch them further away from the bank also. Okay, I'm letting the wind just kind of blow us over here, but as a search bait, I'm going to use this rattle trap on what should be our furthest casting setup I've got, basically. I'm just going to make some long casts and just reel, just to see if I can get something out further away before we get into that point, because all the way out in here I've caught them before. You guys have seen other videos. I think I had my blue I had a blue tank top on. I was casting a chatterbait way down this, well, I got a fish. I was casting a chatterbait way down the other way. Oh, that was a little crappie, but and I nailed a big one. I was like way over there by those trees, and I threw way past this point and nailed one that way. So I'm kind of using the wind to my advantage right now. I'm just keeping the boat, I'm actually like right out in the middle, but the wind's blowing into that side, so I can stay way back in case there are any big spooky ones, you know, that they easily get spooked. There we go, got one. Oh my goodness. I'm on a mess of crappie. I need to come out here. I talk about it every time I make a video out here, that I need to come out here. And somebody had commented about what, you know, catch, cook, clean, eat crappie video, and I probably need to put one of those together. I need to probably get Charles to come up here with me. Honestly, what this place probably needs is all that size crappie that you can catch, because that's, you can almost catch a bunch. Well, we're on a little crappie bite. We're in 12 foot of water. I guess I'm throwing up to probably 3 to 5 foot. But I'm gonna stay back here just a little bit, and then I'm gonna drift about halfway again up. Then I'll go to like chatterbaits, littler square bill cranks, and worms and jigs, dragging them on the bottom. But if I catch a big bass, I may sit and throw worms or the little creature baits here, but if it's just these little crappie, I'll move on up. It's a good old AliExpress chatterbait, and this is a style I recommend. If you watch the video, me and Charles kind of compared some of the different ones, and he loves those Cast King ones. I do not like them. I admit they may have a, I don't know, a harder thumping feel, but I think it's because they don't clatter. Oh, there was a bump. I think it's because the blade is not hitting the head, and I think the blade hitting the head is what's more attracting to the bass than the necessarily blade making a harder. I mean, because chatterbaits just thump, and they shake your rod, and I think, oh, is that it? There we go, like that. I mean, I go by what? Oh, it's a giant. That's a giant. I go by what the bass tell you. And the giant bass tell you that they like that. Heads like, oh my goodness. Boys and girls, fish of the day. I need to get it in it. Oh, it just took me under. Oh my God. That is a monster. Oh! Oh my gosh. There it is. I'm telling you guys. I started to, oh, hang on. Watch that fish, watch it. We're gonna get a weight. Look at that. Get over here. Oh, you giant, it's been a while. Oh my God, oh, it's peeing. Ooh, look out, it's gonna pee on you. Woo! That, my friends, last week, the bait, I hooked it in his tongue. The bait fell apart. and I did, that's an AliExpress trailer and skirt that I stuck on our AliExpress knockoff. That bait has caught a ton of bass, but none this big yet. So now you see kind of the process and working up to that. So I'm running this out. I'm gonna get a pic of this. We're gonna get a weight, and hopefully we can catch another one. But that, my friends, let me get a turn here into the sun. I will take that as a fish of the day any day. What do you guys think that weighs? 5 pounds, 4.5, 5? Little short, fat giant bass. I'm gonna call it 5. Let's check it. All right, boys and girls, let's take a look at this fish before we get a weight. Oh man, battery is about ready to go dead on that GoPro, but let me zero this scale out. Come on, scale. Okay, everybody, one last look. I weighed her, believe it or not. The GoPro battery went dead, so I just slapped in a battery. Who knows how to switch out a GoPro battery one hand? I do, but I don't have any of the other stuff. It's sitting down there. So we're gonna release old girl. I just want you guys to see the release. We're gonna let her swim off. Look at that. Okay, I know it's windy, but I'm gonna get you guys back out on the mount, and we're gonna go back to fishing. But that fish did not weigh 5 pounds. That fish only weighed like 4 pounds 8 ounces, right? So just over 4. Well, it was like 410 or so. I don't know. It's hard to explain. The wind's blowing us back. Long story. I tried to get it. The battery was. I knew the battery was going dead, so I was in a hurry. And just over 4.5 pound bass. That bass, I could have swore. I guess it's been a while since I've caught a 5 pounder. I could have swore if I caught that bass. Some guys call that bass a 6 pounder. I would call that bass 5 pounds easy. So we're gonna get right back out here. I got goosebumps from, I think, a little bit of the chilly wind, and my hands are wet, but a little bit from catching that fish. We're gonna go right back out here and see if we can catch another giant. That was definitely awesome. Fish of the day for sure. I'll feel real lucky if I catch another one anywhere near that size.